Yeah, so we're very pleased to offer patients on the Sunshine Coast and patients further afield a new service, which is autologous stem cell transplantation for patients with advanced blood cancers. So it's a complicated process, just as the name suggests, but basically when patients are diagnosed with blood cancers, they're given a lot of chemotherapy to try to get them into remission. But then to consolidate that remission, they need what's called a stem cell transplant. And autologous means themselves, their own stem cells, not somebody else's. So what this involves is we give them some hormones for approximately 10 days to push out the blood-forming stem cells from their bone marrow so they circulate in the blood. And these stem cells are parental cells. They're capable of making all of your blood from scratch again, so all your red cells, white cells and platelets. And we collect them in a procedure called apheresis, where the patient comes in, is hooked up to a machine, blood goes into the machine, the stem cells are collected, and then the blood returns to the patient. And those stem cells are in a bag and then they're frozen in liquid nitrogen, ready for use at a later date. We then bring the patient back into hospital, give them some old-fashioned chemotherapy to wipe out their bone marrow function so they can't make blood anymore, and wipe out any residual cancer. And then the next day, we reinfuse their frozen stem cells just through the drip. And over a 2-week period, they find their way back to the bone marrow, anchor themselves down, and make blood from scratch. So all the red cells, white cells and platelets. And the idea is hopefully free of cancer.
But yeah, it was about 5 years ago. Went to my GP because I felt a bit lethargic and stuff. My park run times were getting a bit worse. So he'd done some blood tests. My iron was a little bit low, but then he just said to keep a check on it, so come back in 6 months. And then that went on for maybe a year or so. And then he said, I know you haven't got it, but we'll just send you to Nambour for a check-up with the blood's haematology. So I went there and they'd done a cancer check on the blood. He said, and then he rang me up while I was at work on the ward and said, you've got MGUS, which is the first stage of myeloma. So then it was a bit, I had loads of patients, a few patients to look after, so it's going, yeah, fair enough. And then just got back to work and then went and came here, did the appointments here. And then they told me that I had it. And then every 3 months checkups, because there's like 3 stages, isn't there? Like MGUS, smouldering, then full-blown myeloma. And then, but I was in the middle ballpark. So for about two and a half years, it was kind of like gradually working its way up. And then come the end of last year, he said, no, we've got to do something now. He said, but luckily we're getting this thing in the hospital, save you going down to Brisbane. So that was brilliant.